Okay, so in order for me to determine what the price action could be within a Fed read, which already proves impossible, or can it be improbable? I don't know, but I had to explore the deepest depths of the weirdest time frames in order for me to determine what there could be as a probability. I guess we're going to have to find out in this session, right? Before we get started, what is up, everybody? Please do me the favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at XRP here. It's at 297.59. And the date right now is September 15th. My name is Arca, coming at you at 9:52 p.m. Pacific time. And we're observing the potentials of a continuation to the downside. I know nobody wants to hear that. I know it. But it could be a good thing. Now, how in the world could it actually be a good thing? Well, I'm going to display to you this weird time frame being the 6th day, right? So a lot of people didn't know that this day would be closing. And we actually got the open of it not too long ago, specifically around 4 hours ago or whatever. So do we have continuation? Do we have upside or what? Well, I need to kind of take you back into the stories here, right? Remember that we always talk about the probabilities of a 30 to 50% prior bar retrace when you print the prior bar, right? Now that we have the new one, that peekaboo thesis that we always talk about is presently active. So do we get a peekaboo for sure? I don't know, but it is headed in that trajectory, isn't it? If we do get the peekaboo, that means that we would potentially drop into the prior bar's low. Now you're saying, but we're supposed to retrace, Arca, we're supposed to retrace the 50%. How dare you talk to me about that? Well, it's okay, guys. I do think that we have some support into this area here. The gigantic area to consider as support, yes, all the way to 284.02. No, Arca, what the hell are you talking about? But I have a focus for you. I do think that there could be, trust me, I know, okay, I know. Nobody wants to hear this, but I have to show it. This is just roughly the area that I think could have some available liquidity. The other time frame or the other target here would probably be around 290. So I'm going to focus things roughly around this area here. So I'm going to put the targets on where I think we could get the retrace and where I believe that we can bounce from. Now, I'm not saying that we can't go any lower, and I'm going to promise you this. Don't take these areas that I'm talking about as your zone to enter any risk. I'm looking for what the higher probability could be for a support, considering the times that we're about to face. Now, what times are those? While the Fed is not making the interest rate decision on this next day, right, being the Taco Tuesday, they would be making the decision into the following day, on Wednesday. So what I'm thinking, guys, is that sure, we could actually face a potential bounce from these areas here to retrace the prior bar's 50%, which already has a range too. So it would roughly be around a 303.74 to maybe around the areas of close to 307. You guys are familiar with those targets already. We've been talking about them a whole bunch of times over and over and over again, whatever. It's there. So should we face that trajectory, guys, this would be that critical moment to decide whether we're going to make it to the upside or continue to the upside or whatever the upside at all. Can we even say upside? Yes, we could, but I'll give you the condition to it, the rate of change. And that's another thing that we can't really observe or potentially even predict, forecast, whatever you want to call it. We can't do that. We can't do that because when we are coming into the Fed decision, we usually run onto the upside, but that usually is a job of the indices, which, by the way, the ES, which is the S&P 500 E-mini futures contracts, is absolutely ripping to the upside right now. But that doesn't mean that crypto is going to do it, but I would say that it could be a tailwind. So we may be able to find those pressures as the ES pulls back. Intraday price action. So that means that maybe by the opening of the day of the trading session, the next session here, we could actually see a deeper retrace. XRP, specifically into the targets that I'm talking about, 303.74 to 306.80. Guys, I need to remind you to please make sure to not speak to anybody. Guys, when you join the Discord, you're going to face an imposter, right? And the imposter could be with this same picture of me, right? And that imposter could be telling you to turn off your DMs because, you know, people can reach out to you and harm you, and this is going to be the only DM I'll send you. Guys, that is not me. If you feel that you're talking to me, please validate it with voice, because chances are I'm not talking to you. And chances are is that you're talking to a fake Arca, and now they are now saying with a new Twitter account, or X account, sorry, saying that this is the official for all crypto ballers right here, guys, and here's my main account, and leading to me. No, that isn't me either, guys. I will never friend request you first. I will never send you a message first. I will never contact you first. I wish that you can see the span of messages that come in like to me. You know, it's a lot, and I can't take that into account. Right, guys? So know for a fact that it's a very huge impossibility, and a fixed one that I'm going to reach out to you first. Okay, please, 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 do not give your money out to these imposters. And now that we're approaching, guys, remember I'm going to be closing this out in about 2 days. The opportunity for you to be able to pay a one-time fee for the continuation of the Lifeline trading team, or the Lifetime trading team. We're going to put in a basis price of around $59.99, but with all the amenities and bots needed for a full service Discord. So with that purchase, you will absolutely be receiving a new indicator, and a premium one from the Arca Bulls trading systems. Okay, guys? Make sure to reach in the description below and get that done. Enough of the shilling. Let's get back to the analysis and see what's up, right? XRP's continuation to the upside may be real, okay? So what I mean by rate of change, what I mean by that is that mostly the rate of change would have to, you know, kind of deal with our probabilities here, but it also has kind of a distance away. We're sitting at 298.20. So from now, we're from 296.59 on the 6 day, right? So if it is so that we're going to make it to the upside here from a 296 low and continue all the way to a 306, well, we need to keep in mind what the average true range could be for the for the XRP asset, right? So spot trading here is showing you that we have a daily ATR of only 12 cents. So if we're looking at, you know, 296 to 306, that's a lot more than 10, right? That's great. So that means that we're adding a bunch of pressure to the upside, guys, and a lot of price. So that can also start, you know, that can also mean that the immediate short term could start cascading towards the larger time frames, right? We want to make sure that we can observe price and make sure that it can actually act as if we were a part of time or something, right? At least that's what I'm doing here, and at least that's what I have for you. Okay, now I want to show you another perspective behind this, right? Because yeah, we're looking at the possibilities here. If we haven't already reached that downside, we could validate it with momentum and all that, all good. Another thing, guys, is just please remember that the Fed interest rate decision is not this next session, but it would be the following one, okay? And which is why I'm not being so specific. I mean, I know the targets are pretty specific there, but I'm saying I'm not being so specific about the targets because I'm really worried about what may happen here. We have been pricing in a 25 BIP, and now we're getting the additional 50. So a total of 3/4 BIP, you know, a pivot here. Do we have more upside for that? Well, the ES in the traditional markets is showing that we do. So this could be reactive. This could be a the ES price move. It could be a tailwind for cryptocurrencies. It's just a little delayed. This is the second possibility too for an immediate short-term break. So I'm looking at a regressive inverse head and shoulders, and it could also be kind of two arms, right? One head, and then you got the two arms. They're equal distances here, which kind of makes sense, and that's pretty cool. Now, the target to the upside would actually be based on something like this. We would really need the arm to kind of reach a topside target of roughly around 302.47. But if you do pull this back a little bit, this would be your harder target. These would be your harder targets, right? So 301.27 could be around that area. That's saying that it might happen soon. like within the next, I don't know, 2 hours maybe or less. We could be facing an upside here soon. Okay, now you have the resistance of the psychological hole. So that would be your $3 target. That also has a saving grace to it, because this major pivot here sitting at 299, we've seen that happen, right? So if this thing really breaks into that 299, you actually may get the support area of this trough here at around 298.65, and then continue towards that upside and realizing a resistance of which could be right around the 301 level. We've talked about this 301 so much, guys. The topside target, if this formation actually practices its true range and its true behavior, it is, I mean, it's considerable, right? This thing has a good batting average. It has a good strike rate. Topside target on this could be around the areas of about 313. So the trajectory on this would be quite literally resist your 301 3/4, pull back to the 299, right? Continue to the upside here, break that top. 304 validates your 301. 301 continues to the upside. 307 validates your 304, continuation to the upside, and so on, right? So 309 area is going to be a very tough area to break. 309 breaks, you have a 307.44 to validate before that continuation to the upside, which could be a potential hard target of around 312.46 to about 313.08. Actually, 313 flat. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. So that's just about what I think could happen here. Okay, guys. And yeah, I don't think I have anything more to say, guys. Please be careful as we lead into the Fed interest rate decision. This is we're gonna be swinging all around, guys. Okay, so a lot of fuckery could be happening here. So I need you to be super careful. Do not over lever your position. Do not play the hero. Make sure to just keep yourselves in line. Throw those ATWs in the chat below. Let me know that you're there watching this thing all the way to freaking 12 minutes. I told you I'd keep it shorter, though. All right? I love you guys very much, and we'll talk very, very scary Jerry Larry soon. All right, team. Adios and adios. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. A very, very good rest of your night and or day, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team. Oh, yeah.